Mike Bello gets the world. Mike Bello!
Kinsler Bishop's in behind. Can he take his opportunity? Kinsler Bishop and finds the goal that's potentially sent Lansdowne to the Manning Cup final.
Rosero crosses it. Rosero!
You don't have to keep saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not computer literate. We work to make sure that the only thing you'll have to say is, it works. Mendez, go for the cross! What a goal! What a goal from Mendez!
Oh! XP! Go back!
Eddie Steve, baby. Here he
The Kingdom have won the championship.
I want something just like
Gorgeous flick in on goal. Number 4.
I want something just like
Corner kick away to the far side, a header. Buries that ball home and Red Hook goes up 1-0. Farinella to Dankwa. With a good move, that ball away. Just into the net. There's a nice reactive shot for Red Hook FC. That ball just trickling back into the center line. Decent Braveheart possession. Here's Campisi picking up pace. Pangrazi now to Josef. Afif with a shot. There! Getting past the keeper, Farinella. And that will all but do it for Red Hook FC. Just about, I'd estimate about 5 minutes left to play in this match, at least in regular time.
down just off the line. How's he going to get there in the early stages of the game? The New York Knights charging through. Offloaded from the scrum. The Brooklyn Kings find the space out on the right wing and they're in behind for their first try of the game. And it's a super response from the Brooklyn Kings. Now they're looking for their second try of the game. All square at 6 apiece at the moment. The Knights come charging, offloaded by Griffin once more. There's a chance down the left, just about on the line. Down, here we go again, another phase of play. Lupton once more, spots the space out wide, and now here come the Knights in behind the defence and down for their third try of the day. It's a super try, and it was all started by Peter Lupton down the left. The number 7 had one. Now they're into the opposition half, and what a run that is in the offload as well. And now Dominic is in behind, and it's another excellent tackle. They're still charging in the left. They've already enjoyed success down that wing already, and they've got their 4th try of the day. How could you blame him? Bryce, the 25, he's massive. Hunting down another try, and they are over for it. It's a 24-6 gap now. Just over the try line. And the third restart, here we go. Bursting through, and there is the try, the first of the second half, but it's gone the way of the New York Knights. The dummy offload, and now they're charging through, and now there's an opportunity for the Knights. Bulldozing through. Veralama does all the hard work on his own and bundles over for the second try of the half. Space out on the right, and now a chance for the try. The drop of the shoulder is good. And down for their first try in the second half, the Brooklyn Kings. The good offload as well, the attack still moving. Eventually brought down. The tap and go quickly again, now they're in behind, chance for another try. And they bundle it over. The second try in the second half for the boys in blue. This time at the restart. Griffin offloads for Alamu. And here they come again. Bundling over once more. It's another brilliant try for the New York Knights. And after conceding two, they've got another one back here in the second half. That's 44. And Bryce into the centre. Veralamu offloads again, and now there's another opportunity to close it off. Sofe, and Dominic Sofe leads it as well, and it's turns it over. And Tongue gets the try to end the game. Driving through the middle, the Cavan blockade. Not able to stop them just yet. Laid off to the right side. Barnabas looking to create the space in behind potentially for a goal, and it's in for St. Barnabas. They fire in the first goal of the game, and patient play now from Cavan. Evan Kelly lays it off, argue from distance, a chance for two. And turn it over again. Here's O'Reilly. And now a chance for Cavan to slot it over and jump back in front. The fake shot is good. McCormick lays it off. Still a chance now for Barnabas to pop it over. And that shifts it on to his right, lays it off. McCormick's in behind the defence. McCormick shoots, and it's over the bar. Again through the centre, trying to orchestrate things and build up the Cavan attack. Liam Smith involved as well. Gareth Mannion, the shot comes in from distance. And sailing straight over the bar for a two-pointer. And look at this for pace and power. And now a chance for a goal straight off the bat in the second half. And Cavan have been ruthless in the opening 15 seconds of the match. And they go long. They've got space as well. Cavan have found the gap in behind the Barnabas defence. Maybe a chance for their third goal in the second half. It's a soccer-style finish potentially. And it's into the bottom corner. It's 3 goals in the second half for Cavan. Ball championship here in New York. Cavan still in front, 3-14 to 1-17. They loft one into the full forward line, and now they've broken in behind the defence, twisting and turning. Chance for a goal, and buried. Cavan claw one back. Smith, and here we go again. The Donegal man driving forward, and that is another excellent goal. Kevin McCormick, the man from Ballybuffet, makes no mistake. Barnabas, as they've done throughout the second half, turn over the kick out. It's Matthew.
It's summertime at the Jersey Shore. The beaches are packed, the boardwalks are buzzing, and the soft-served ice cream has never tasted so good. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the place we call home. This is the Jersey Shore, and right at the heart of it is this ancient old high school park that serves as the hub of the beautiful game right here at the place we love. Welcome to Count Basie Park for the main event of tonight's doubleheader as the blue and gold of FC Monmouth take on the Midnight Riders of First State FC. It's a beautiful day for soccer, so let's dig into it right here, right now, with a player to watch for today. That man will be none other than the one and only Patrick Shaw, who has been tearing it up this year for FC Monmouth. In the club's last game on the road against Real Central, he scored this brilliant goal. I mean, look at the skill and the technique there. He also netted a brace in FC Monmouth's 7-2 win against First State earlier in the season. It's going to be interesting to see what Shaw can do today, but for now, we'll flip it back up to the top of the press box at Count Basie Park. It's summertime at the Jersey Shore. The beaches
Good afternoon, guys. It's actually going to be a co-commentating act tonight between Chris Daly and myself. It's funny, he had emailed me the pregame show that he made. I didn't realize that was for the game afterwards. I'm pretty sure there is one for the women's. I just didn't get a chance to screen both of them as they went through, so my apologies on that. But should be a great game tonight. We'll be right back as Chris finishes his on-stadium announcements, and we will fill in everybody on the pregame of this in just a few minutes. We'll be right back.
Mike Bell against the world. Mike Bell.
Kinsler Bishop's in behind. Can he take his opportunity? Kinsler Bishop and finds the goal. That's potentially sent Lansdowne to the Manning Cup final.
Rosero crosses it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to New Logical Sports for today's action here in the WPSL, the first leg of yet another doubleheader here at the historic Count Basie Park. My name's Chris Daly, producer today, Pat Murphy. So happy to be with you, and thank you so much for tuning in for what should be a great game between two really strong sides. FC Monmouth, currently mid-table, Ukrainian Nationals, bottom of the table, but I'll tell you, the points and the standings don't reflect how good of a team this is. This ball slipped in behind to Jenna Eichenbaum. Oh my goodness, I forgot to start the time. Let me go do that right now. I'll be back in a minute here on New Logical.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll keep you company. Yes, very historic organization in the Philadelphia Ukrainians. If you know anything about their organization, they won, well, their men's side won the U.S. Open Cup back in the 1960s on 2 occasions. Great to see the development of the women's side. They have been competing on various levels, not just in the WPSL, but they've also been competing in the Women's National Amateur Cup. They made the finals back in 2023 or 2024. A good side as Monmouth is in their second full season of the WPSL. Some pretty entertaining soccer in their first pair of home games. We got to experience a 2-2 draw against Kensington SC. What was thought to be a winner by Morgan Kupo turned into a last-second equalizer, but nonetheless a great, exciting match. Hope to see them improve on that result today. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I definitely agree. This is an FC Monmouth team that are missing a few key pieces. Reese Padgett currently not in the lineup. She is fresh off of an Offensive Player of the Week award nationally, so it would have been nice to have her in the midfield, use her pace and her vision. But as you said, Pat, I mean, Morgan Kupo, just a superstar for this team, and they're littered with top-level talent across the board. So excited to see what they can do today as we got our first Chick-fil-A Eatontown corner kick of the night.
You know, I always wanted Chick-fil-A to kind of come by and sample things. It's like when you go to Yankee Stadium and they always have like Taco Bell sponsoring the place, and you never see any Taco Bell in the concessions.
Now, so, they give out free cards time to time as the ball is bobbled here.
Well, I hear it has something to do with their maintenance of high quality. They need to be next to all the facilities, so it just goes to show how much they commit to great food. This is definitely
love Chick-fil-A.
Definitely the most affordable soccer you could attend in the state of New Jersey this past week. Only, is it even $10 to come here?
Yeah, not even for the kiddos, but I believe $10. I don't have to pay, so I actually don't know at this point.
Oh, yeah. No, for the amount that I had to pay for the France game on Sunday, I could go to 200 years of FC Monmouth home games.
That is pretty crazy to think about as the ball is played out wide. In net for the Ukrainian Nationals, a great story we'll talk about a bit more. Rachel Murphy only started playing soccer about a year and a half ago. Still in high school. She's going to be a junior in the fall, so far and away the youngest player on the field. And she is a top-level goalie. She's being recruited to many different schools, I am sure. As the ball is won out here by Monmouth in the back. That is the center back, Ava Giolanella, who is another top player on his team. Her sister, Sophia, also in the starting lineup today. Here is Gabby Miller on the ball. A nice switch across the pitch. That's a beautiful ball and played once more over the top. Here's a one-on-one situation. Murphy clears her lines, boots it away, but not out yet fully for the Liberty. Dressed in their pink kits. Meanwhile, Monmouth in these firework blue jerseys. Ball's played to Eichenbaum. Eichenbaum plays everywhere on the field. I've seen her on defense this year, in the midfield, and up top. She has got some great footwork, showing it off right there. Oh, my. What a great move there by Jenna Eichenbaum.
I think one of the things that is underappreciated in the WPSL is just the amount of skill moves you see from some of these players in these games. Like it's I don't know what it is about the way they give them that sort of space every time, but it's just like you see a lot of the street ball on the full turf, and it's like kind of cool.
They're a lot more eager to take on players one-on-one. That is 100% a fact. As Miller puts in the corner, the in-swinger swings all the way past the 18. Monmouth up to reset, and they'll feed it out to Gabby Miller. Let's see what Miller can do. Her touch just a little heavy, rolls out of bounds. Pat, you may recall I was once on a hot mic complaining about numbers of jerseys changing at the last second. Well, today we had another one, but it's okay.
I was just thinking about that. It's the pink and the white. I could barely see the numbers. Like, maybe if it was a cloudy day, it'd probably be a little bit easier. But yeah, the sun is shining so brightly coming towards the park that it's hard to see the numbers.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult to make out. I'm not
I remember
gonna call any names that I'm not too sure of here.
I remember you weren't even born yet, but the 2002 World Cup final was the very first final where the jerseys of Brazil and Germany, respectively, were actually of similar brightness and color, and that was considered a break from the rules because before that, at least some part of the world had the World Cup final in black and white, and it was very important to have a bright jersey and a dark jersey to contrast on the black and white. But they kind of veered away from that because they realized everybody had color TV. But it doesn't. I still think those standards should come back at these levels.
Yeah, I agree as well, but we are here in the WPSL league that I love, but in terms of jersey funding, maybe it's not as high as that of the World Cup as the ball slipped in behind here. It's Morgan Kupo getting on the ball. She is the leading goal scorer for FC Monmouth, has a hat trick to her name, a brace as well. She is just electric. Had a brace in her lone home game of the year thus far as the ball is poked away. And just to look quickly at FC Monmouth's season to date, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses, 14 goals for, 17 against, 7 points, that is, through 5 games. Started the season 2-2 here at home against Kensington. This is their first home game since then. So a lot has happened on the road. They've learned a lot of lessons, that's for sure. And now they're hoping to secure a big 3 points as they try to move up the table.
I do notice that FC Monmouth have been able to keep most of the game in their attacking half. Definitely a sign of promise there. What do you think?
Yeah, so far so good for FC Monmouth, and they also have a much deeper bench today. Only 1 sub for the Ukrainian nationals compared to, oh my, that's a foul. Morgan Kupo draws foul, but compared to a full bench and a full 18 for FC Monmouth, who have about 30 to 40 players on their entire roster, and it sort of changes game by game. A few players for both sides are at a country concert down in Wildwood. I'm not too familiar.
Wildwood.
Yeah, it's. I'm not too familiar with the territory, but.
Do you think they're watching?
No, definitely not.
Cheering their players on?
Maybe they're watching back, and if they are, hello. Hope you're doing well, and hopefully it all ended up well for your team.
They're probably watching and say, yeah, I could have done that.
Ball slipped through. Kupo! Oh, boy. The strike for Morgan Kupo. Sails through the uprights, not into the back of the net. She'd like to have that one back, but a promising start nevertheless from FC Monmouth.
It's funny, Chris. I've been covering so much Gaelic football lately that whenever I see it go over the bar, I'm ready to say it's over the bar for a score, and it's you got to remind yourself.
What is the score there? If you hit it over the ball or the bar, it's a point.
Yeah. So in Gaelic football, if it goes over the bar, it's 1 point. If it's a goal, it's 3 points.
I like that, and you can dribble the ball. You can do this. You can do that. It's an interesting sport. I like to learn. I like to call a game one day.
Yeah, come out.
If I ever learn it well enough, which hopefully I will by the end of the summer, and you need a guy.
Yeah, come out. You could do the two commentator thing with the Ocean again.
Yeah, that would be class as Monmouth working the ball into midfield, dispossessed, but they win it back quickly. On the ball, it's Di Eugenio, and that one.
Man.
Can't tell if that was the upright or the crossbar, either or.
She just won the crossbar challenge. Why is it that whenever you aim to do something, you do the other thing? Like right now we're trying to go for the goal, but we win the crossbar challenge. But if we have a crossbar challenge, it goes in the goal.
Yeah, I really couldn't tell you that. I train a lot of kids in soccer. They love the crossbar challenge. I beat them. I don't let the kids win because you need to learn how to lose. That's a big thing that I try to emphasize. In 1v1, it's different. I let the kids. Oh, from Sam Versnall.
What a deft pass and a very slick finish right there.
Slick finish indeed. It was a brilliant pass through a really nice run as well from Sam Versnall. And FC Monmouth takes a 1-0 lead only 9 minutes into the game. And it's actually Versnell. Sam Versnell scores. James Davis correcting my pronunciation perhaps. So 1-0 in favor of the home side. A dream start here in Red Bank at the historic Count Basie Park. And all of a sudden, the Nationals on the back foot.
Oh, nice turnover.
And here's Kupo now. Kupo, can she make it 2? in the span of a minute. Kupo shot, what a save!
A nice cut, but maybe telegraphed it a bit too much.
Yeah, you need to aim and find the bottom corner there. The far post was wide open. Rachel Murphy extends and makes a beautiful save. Again, Murphy going to be a junior in high school, the youngest player on the field with a big-time stop in the early goings here.
That's kind of cool. You know, I remember actually asking because technically WPSL is a USASA affiliated league, and they have their own standards as to how they go. And some leagues, they require only the 18 and up. I think at this level, you can, as long as you're 13 and up, you can register your players, but everyone has to take the safe sport exam.
Yeah, it would make a lot of sense because you do see a lot of youth clubs, right, joining the WPSL, and the Philadelphia Ukrainians are the perfect example of that, but
have you ever been to the Tri-Zub Sports Complex out in Horsham? It's beautiful.
No, I've actually only played them at home at Wall Soccer Club, and yeah, I try to remember the game if we beat them or they beat us. They were a good side, I do recall. It was probably my freshman, sophomore year of high school there, as the ball is headed over to Versnell, the goal scorer for today. Sam Versnell, yeah, number 29. She is a rising junior at Westchester, appeared in 7 games this past fall for the Golden Rams. One of the many Golden Rams on this team as Eichenbaum gets it, puts it on her left. Eichenbaum tries to slide it back post, kind of a shot cross hybrid. It'll roll out. A sigh of relief from the Nationals.
I see Monmouth is not afraid to take their chances and tally up the goals, but I think the biggest challenge for them, especially when you look at that home opener, is closing out the game.
Yeah, that will be crucial for Monmouth. It is hot out as well. I can already feel the burn on the back of my neck. These players playing on the turf in the heat need to manage that as Miller slips in a beautiful ball in behind. And a nice strike from Logan Myers makes this game 2-0 early on.
Man, that's a textbook pass and a textbook goal.
Yeah, how about that pass right there from Gabby Miller, the Rutgers player, able to slip in Logan Myers. And from there, calm, cool, collected, all the buzzwords for Myers, as she finds the second goal today for FC Monmouth.
I haven't seen a pass that good in the state of New Jersey since, I think it was Javi. He passed to Samuel Eto'o against the Red Bulls in a 6-2 throbbing back in 2008. That was just amazing.
That's a deep cut, but I will raise you one. Leo Messi, do you not remember that at Red Bull Arena?
Yeah, I was there.
He had. That was a brilliant pass.
It was the Travella pass that he made.
Forget who. I think it was to Kermashi.
Yeah, it was like a bit of a triangular play. The way he just drew the space and Travella passed that was beautiful. But
so you heard it, or excuse me, Gabby Miller is getting comps to Leo Messi right here on New Logical Sports. That would make my day if anybody ever compared me to Messi.
I mean, I still think it's a massive compliment to be comparing that pass to Javi. I think Javi was one of the best passers of all time.
100%. I didn't mean to even brush over that by any means, but yeah, 2 of the best to ever do it.
I don't know if you remember the video game memes they used to make over the players. It was like if it was Javi's PlayStation controller was all the X button, only pass, and and then Messi was the special skills dribbling button.
Alana Peeve moves the ball forward. Nice 1-2 here from Monmouth. Oh, the interplay between these players, it's brilliant, buzzing.
Yeah, definitely see the confidence level just skyrocketed after that second goal.
And now it's Miller in the corner. A nice turn. She moves inside the 18. Tries to attempt the yell turn. Monmouth win it right back after it was quickly dispossessed. That cross floats over. But yeah, right there, 5 passes in a row. The interplay between these players is second to none. And you know what's funny? We talk about the Philadelphia Ukrainians as a youth academy that is a pipeline, right, to the WPSL, to the senior team. In many ways, PDA, especially PDA Shore, the Players Developmental Academy, is the same for FC Monmouth. Lou Santa Cruz, the director of coaching for PDA Shore, and he brought in about 30 to 40 of his best alumni, and they have been shining for FC Monmouth. Here's one of them, Eichenbaum. Eichenbaum just graduated high school. She is also, I believe, headed to Westchester. I'll have to, yes, exactly. She's a rising freshman at Westchester, led Shore Regional to a Group 1 sectional title this past fall. 30 goals in her senior year. That is just, one, unheard of, and two, simply insane to think about. As the ball is played in right to the feet of Eichenbaum. Miscommunication with her and Miller. Miller's been putting in a shift thus far. It's hot out. These players will need to sub and rotate. In a WPSL, you can make as many subs as you would wish.
Well, that's why, that's another thing I appreciate about the WPSL. It's like it really, in a world where a lot of the men's professional clubs are kind of moving towards academies and not really utilizing the summer leagues that you have, like the NPSL and the League for Clubs, the WPSL is very much the training ground for the future NWSL stars.
Yeah.
A lot of NWSL players and World Cup players in the Women's World Cup coming out of the WPSL.
Yeah, Rose Lavelle is my favorite women's national team player of all time, and she is a WPSL former player, but there's so many. The list really goes on, and I had a couple stats on that. I'll have to hit you back with those after the half just to double check. As Kupo gives it out wide to Kaylee Nagel. Speaking of Westchester, Nagel, one of those golden rams here on FC Monmouth. A nice try, a good hit, Kaylee, coming from Lou Santa Cruz in the Monmouth dugout. He is assisted by Laurent, who is tending for the goalkeepers, and Charlie Shermer, the assistant general manager here at FC Monmouth, who has helped construct rosters for both sides. Oh, a nice strike. And saved from Rachel Murphy. Almost caught her off guard there for a second.
Monmouth are just winning every loose ball.
Yeah, that has been a big difference, the ability to win that second ball. Right there, ball bounces, one out by Monmouth in the midfield. Ukrainian Nationals missing a ton of players. A much different lineup than that of their last game. WPSL season is unforgiving too, with a lot of weekday games back-to-back. Almost replicates the college season in many ways as Monmouth makes their first subs of the day. Alexis Garcia checking into the game, as is Leah Howe. Or Peyton Gallagher, excuse me, not Alexis Garcia, mixed up on the team sheet there.
I know we talked about Irish pronunciations yesterday, right? But it's like I just had that reflex in my head where I was about to say Gallagher.
It stumps me, but Peyton Gallagher, rising junior, Matt St. Mary's, scored 21 goals her senior year at Toms River East, a local legend around these parts. In her third season with FC Monmouth, again, this is the third season in the club's history, at least for the women's side, that is. Up to year 8 now with the men. Ukrainian Nationals in the final third for the first time today. That shot skips right by Nelly Bianchi-Nagel. She doesn't have to do anything there, watches it go out, and finally she will touch the ball for the first time today. 18 minutes now through in this match. It's a relatively quiet day thus far for the Monmouth goalie dressed in green. The Nationals win it back in the high area of the pitch, and that shot goes wayward.
I think that was their first shot in the game.
Yeah, well, they just had I don't even know if that was a shot just a second ago, but first shot, no shots on target.
Well, it's still too early to tell. I think we saw all the other sides kind of step it up in the second half, so it's we got a lot to.
If I'm not mistaken, I see a Tampa Bay Rowdies jersey in the crowd, which might be the most niche pull I have seen at one of these games in a long time. Gabby Miller, who had the beautiful assist on the second goal.
I think the most
aiming
niche
for the direct
jersey
ball
I've
over
ever
the top.
seen was that Belarus team, and I don't want to say the name. I'll say it after the game. Name is a bit on the weird side.
20 minutes through now. First leg of the doubleheader, FC Monmouth men's taking on First State FC after this. They beat First State earlier in the season, 7-2. Gabrielle Kirchner will also be coming into the game for FC Monmouth in a few moments. I love these firework jerseys. I don't know about you, Pat.
Oh,
but
I love them. I think they're
I'm a big
absolutely great.
fan.
You know, in a world where I feel like we've become less proud of our country, I really do like that the soccer world in the U.S. has really like embraced the 250th anniversary, especially with the World Cup.
Yep. Yeah, it is nice to see all the Europeans loving their stays in the United States as well.
Oh, I
Look
talk
to
about all
Freddie
this-
on Twitter, as is Viago. What a ball from Miller once again. It's Morgan Kupo. Kupo with a lefty ball to Eichenbaum trying to catch her in stride. Just misses out. And here is the ever so crafty Eichenbaum. Eichenbaum drifting in on her left foot. That strike. Just not enough power behind it. Maybe some tired legs as she inevitably, or eventually, should I say, shot it. Still 2-0, but a great chance once again for FC Monmouth. Easily could have been 3-0 there.
I would say probably any moment now they're going to have the hydration break because it is, I think, over 85 degrees out today.
Is that required, a hydration break? At this level?
It's becoming more and more common. I mean, I remember years ago I used to only see it in like Latin America and in Spain, and then I would say like around the 2014 World Cup it became a commonplace all across the world. It's warm enough. I mean, I've seen hydration breaks in 60-degree weather.
Well, I've seen it in AC-controlled environments here at the World Cup as well. Look to Dallas, or otherwise known as AT&T Stadium. Another sub now for FC Monmouth. Ali Nace checking into the game. Her father, Jason, my former teacher back in high school. Great guy, an All-American wrestler in college. So, you know, Ali Nace has that fight in her. But you were right, Pat. We got the first hydration game or break of the game. It's 2-0 in favor of Monmouth. We'll be back in a moment
Yeah,
here
definitely.
on New Logical Sports.
Not going to play commercials, just going to play her intro. Be right back.
Mike Bello gets the world. Mike
Kids
Bello.
Bishop's in behind. Can he take his opportunity? Kids Bishop and finds the goal. That's potentially sent Lansdowne to the Manning Cup final.
Rosero crosses it. What? Rosero.
Well, I'm sweating bullets right now on the top of this ancient press box here at Count Basie Park. I don't know about these players on the field. They must be feeling the effects of the heat by now. So that's why we just had the hydration break. We're 21 minutes and 43 seconds through. That's what it says on the clock. I actually, if you weren't with us for the beginning, forgot to start the clock, so I had to go down. So let's call it 23, 24 minutes through.
I have 24 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay, so we're about 3 minutes off. That's great. That's my job to be the scorekeeper here, and I totally butchered that today. But you know what?
I mean, you're wearing a lot of hats. You can't really blame.
No, they're just busting my chops. It's no big deal at all. As Monmouth look to play out of the back now to start things here in.
You know, that being said,
first-
I got to give you a lot of credit for everything you do with this club. It's, I think, and I've said this to James a few times. Like, I really do think Monmouth is one of the best community clubs that you have in the metropolitan area. If you count, does this count as the metropolitan area?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I'll take it. And, yeah, I mean, I appreciate the kind words. I've been a fan of Monmouth since their inception. I started working for the team now 5 years ago. As Gabby Miller gets the ball, you can hear the progression of my voice as well as a shot from way downtown. Almost finds its way to the back of the net. That was Peyton Gallagher with the strike. Oh, man, that was a great attempt for FC Monmouth, seeking their third goal And I'll tell you, I'm getting kind of the Monmouth men's vibe, the 7-goal vibe. Could we see a touchdown of goals today, Pat?
Yeah, I think it's just. I think right now their confidence is really high. I think the big challenge is going to be the depth, and especially fit. It's like no matter what, like when you have the hot weather like today, even with the hydration breaks, your fitness is definitely like 80 to 75% of what it normally is. How they're going to close this game in the last 30 minutes, I would say, the second half is going to mean the difference.
Yeah, we'll see. It will be interesting as ball's won from FC Monmouth. Gabby Miller, she has been everywhere. So far, player of the match for me, Gabby Miller. I've said her name quite a lot, but it's been an impressive shift thus far from her.
Kind of reminds me of Louisa Nassib on the French national team. Like she had a few good runs. They compared her to Zidane for the women's national team. Was playing box-to-box midfield, was dribbling everywhere. I definitely see the similarities in that aspect.
Now a few more substitutions for FC Monmouth. Checking into the game will be Caitlin Mahala, as well as number 19, Jules Kakamo, and 24, Caitlin Pettit. Caitlin Pettit went to Wall High School, same high school I am a graduate of. So shout out to all the Crimson Knights out there watching on the broadcast.
Just give me a refresher there. So I know it's unlimited subs. Does that mean they can come in and out?
Yeah, they can come in and out at any time. The ball's played into the box. Murphy does well to retrieve it. And yeah, I think that'll play to FC Monmouth's advantage in this one, especially with the one sub. I can't even tell if the Nationals have a sub. The one player on the bench dressed in green, perhaps a goalie sub? I don't know what's going on in their dugout. I'll have to consult with their head coach at halftime. So credit to all the players that are on the field for them. They are going to put in an absolute shift today. Never easy, never fun, but it's rewarding when it's done. You can say you gave it your best effort. So they drop into a low block, playing 5 in the back, excuse me. Now it's Gabby Miller, slicing and dicing her way through. Miller, almost, is the reason we see an own goal here. But Gabby Miller making a few of those defenders look like cones. Tired legs from the Nationals. Oh, what a great touch from Allie Nace. Now she puts it on her right. Feeds it to Miller. Miller, the maestro. Out wide. Gives the ball up to Marley Besser. Besser slides it in. And again, a good opportunity for Monmouth, but not able to put it in the back of the net. It would be nice to get that third, sort of an explanation point.
Well, yeah, you know what they always say? They say the second goal is always the jinxing goal. Like, you definitely need that third goal to really feel comfortable.
Nationals haven't been able to produce much, but again, you never know what can happen. A game can change in the span of a minute.
You can never write off the Ukrainian Nationals. They're a great side. Not just, I know we talked about history with the men, but the women's side, definitely very competitive too. Very often capable of reaching amateur finals and things like that. Can't write them off.
No, you can't. Their women's side have had a lot of success, but I am a little just so impressed with the men's side success because I'm the biggest soccer nerd, especially with the U.S. Open Cup of all time. And we have David Applegate come to a lot of these games. He is the director of competitions for U.S. Soccer and at the Open Cup. Oh, my goodness. Great stuff all around from FC Monmouth. Shot in on net, kick save. Rachel Murphy. But take a bow, FC Monmouth. That was absolutely beautiful. Connecting there was Jules Kakamo at the end of the play. Allie Nace getting involved, as was Gabrielle Kirchner.
There's just a lot of great textbook plays. A lot of good build-up through balls, connections. It's
movement off the ball. It's just been utterly fantastic. It'll be a Chick-fil-A Eatontown corner now for Gabby Miller. About half an hour through here. Miller goes short. It's a 1-2. She gets it back, puts it on her left. Trying to dink the ball on the box. Instead, she'll just give it to Leah Howe. Her touch a little heavy. Able to keep it. Howe in on net. Nace there to intercept wisely. And the ball goes out of play. A little sloppy from FC Monmouth on that throw-in. Like to have that one back. It's Caitlin Pettit who just couldn't control the ball down there. But drop back into their shape. That's the right response. Howell applies great pressure. And now one out by Gabrielle Kirchner. Seeing some good work from Leah Howe, who has now been with this team for years, rising junior at Central Connecticut State. She's on the ball here on the near side of the field. We're at number 41. Feeds it to Pettit, the Stevens midfielder. Back to Howe. Howe now to Miller. Miller to Pettit. So close for FC Monmouth, knocking at the door. Here's Miller. And Monmouth just opt to reset, recycle the ball around, circulate, possess the ball, tire out the Nationals. It's the name of the game right now. SJEB, the South Jersey Elite Barons, currently in first place here in the Mid-Atlantic Conference's Colonial Division. Through 6 matches played, they have 16 points, 5 wins, and 1 draw. Love City follows, Delaware Ospreys as well in third. Pettit with an insightful ball through, just can't find Kakamo. Real Central Jersey in fourth, Penn Fusion in fifth, and then it goes Monmouth, Fever, Kensington, and Ukrainian Nationals Liberty. Monmouth have had a few games in which they probably should have and could have gotten more points out of. Been unlucky at times this year, so seems like it is a pretty even division, all things considered. As Peyton Gallagher wins it in the middle of the park. Now it's Nace. Nace with a nice little pullback. How fancy from Allie Nace. Here's Peyton Gallagher. She's got runners checking into the box. Feeds it through. And it was Murphy to come out. She quickly gets up. Here's the strike over the bar. Gabrielle Kirchner just couldn't find the back of the net there.
Oh, man.
And making a run, it was Kakamo.
That was a FIFA-level type of tap-in right there, but she was well marked.
And it looks like that will be the end of the first half for Gabby Miller. A brilliant first half from her. Can hang her head up high, definitely, as she heads to the dugout. Here is Leah Howe. It is now the Ukrainian Nationals' turn to possess in the midfield. Ooh, a nice little move from Alana Peeve. Over the ball. And a menacing area of the pitch. Ball to the back post. No one home for Monmouth. They win the garbage ball, however. It comes now out to Howe. Howe with her right foot just clips it in. Oh, that's a great ball. Good idea from Leah Howe. This is the chance for the Nationals to break. Monmouth hoping to win the ball back quickly.
Yeah, they're not confidently playing it at the back. Monmouth is just pressing them all over.
They win it on the left wing, but it's a 2-on-5. Just no numbers forward. Really no chance. And Ellie Bianchi-Nagel, who has had a real quiet game there. Inside that defensive third, inside that 18. Finally scoops the ball and plays it out to her center back. Ali Nace clips a good ball forward. It's scooped up by Murphy. Rachel Murphy's sister, Maddie Murphy, also on the team. She's a rising sophomore at the University of Buffalo. Not here today and not in the lineup for the Ukrainian Nationals, but she is a really great talent and a big reason why Rachel, who joined and started playing soccer late, has had so much success so early on in her young career. Gunning for the second. The Ukrainian Nationals searching for what would be their first win of the year. 1 draw and 4 losses on the season. It's been tough at times for them. They started the season with a 5-3 loss to the Ospreys, followed with a 2-0 loss to Real Central. But they drew 1-1 with Love City, who are second in the table. So that's all you really need to know about this team. I mean, they lost 1-0 to the South Jersey Elite Barons. South Jersey Elite Barons are first in the table, so they can compete with the best of the best. They lost to Fever 2-1, and they only have 11 goals allowed. That mark is equal to Love City's mark, and again, that team is in second place. So they just really haven't been able to find the back of the net. Their defense has been good, though. As for comparison, FC Monmouth, 17 goals allowed this year. And they sit 3 places up the table. Howe chips it in. Gallagher the target. Here is Jules Kakamo, the Monmouth University starlet. Kakamo on her right foot. A nice move. Puts it in. Can't beat the first man. It'll be a long throw incoming for FC Monmouth. Pat, what's the time looking like here?
It's we're about 6 minutes. Plus, well, you got to factor in the hydration break, but 6 minutes on the base clock. So 6 minutes left. Plus, I would say probably about 5 to 8 minutes of stoppage time. But we'll see what the referees say.
Yeah, I could see the referee perhaps giving shorter stoppage time just because of the heat and situation of the game. I'm also curious to know what's going on over at the baseball field. Looks like they're putting in turf.
Yeah. It looks like they're leveling it, and they're putting that that surface that makes it much softer before they put the turf.
Yeah.
So great to see that there's a lot of improvements being made here at Count Basie
Yeah,
Park.
they can't do it to the press box.
I was just about to say that.
That freaking baseball field is much nicer than this little press box that we find ourselves in.
I mean, I'm not knocking it. There's a charm to this press box, for sure. I mean, I'm very grateful. There's a lot of venues out there that don't have a press box at all. What a nice...
Oh, the ball was played
She won the
to
American
Meredith
Football Crossword
Blanet.
Challenge.
Or excuse me, not Meredith Blanet. Gabrielle Kirchner. Looking at the wrong sheet here. And Kirchner, with a thunderbolt, just whacks the crossbar. Or upright, should I say. Kirchner, who checked into the game as a substitute, has really been everywhere for FC Monmouth since coming into the game. Been impressed with what I've seen out of her.
Oh, what a nice threaded pass.
As the ball is played in behind offsides. That was the chance, the lone chance of the day for the Ukrainian Nationals. But unable to hold their lines. They're going to want that one back. Unfortunate for them. It's a tough beat. This game remains 2-0. And just for context, what I'm standing on right now is just rust. I mean, it is complete rust.
I mean, technically, was it the Statue of Liberty is all rust right now? The green is the result.
That looks cool, though.
Yeah.
That looks cool. This is just not a fun sight for the eyes.
This past week, I picked up the Statue of Liberty edition of the France jersey.
Yeah, that is nice. I wanted to get that when I went to the game, but wasn't able to. Hopefully, France. I believe France is back at MetLife.
I definitely think France is the heavy favorite for this World Cup.
Yeah, they look good. Netherlands look great today, but can't see them winning the World Cup.
Well, they always like to score big in the group stage, and then
that is true.
And then it's tons of penalty shootouts and
what are your thoughts on the U.S.? Do you think the U.S. could make a run to the quarters or semis?
Well, if you asked me 5 years ago, the way the talent pool was going, they should be going to the semis. That changed. My thoughts on that changed a lot in the last 3 years, but with the home nation advantage and just the confidence they've been showing in the group stage. I mean, you got to think about that Australia game. If that was the U.S. team in 2010, they would have struggled against Australia. It would have barely been a 1-0, just like Algeria. But they played that game with absolute confidence. If I were to make an educated guess, I definitely think they can make the quarterfinals this time around. But
yeah, I hope so. It's interesting what you say about the talent pool as well, because I agree. I mean, the talent pool has improved so much, but at the same time, it's a lot of just starters. In terms of world beaters and superstars, it's really hard to compare with some of the other top countries.
See, that's the thing.
International football.
And that's where being the host nation is your advantage. I mean, look how good Russia looked when they hosted in 2018.
No, the home crowd advantage. I mean, country roads, that was electric. Absolutely electric.
I mean, I think even if they put a reserve roster against Turkey, they're still going to win that game. They're going to probably have a 9-point table topping, and they already topped the table technically. But
I hope they get 9 points for the sake of momentum, as Kirchner has the ball here on the left wing. Tries to slip it through to the 18. One out by Monmouth. Now it's Kirchner again on her right foot, now on her left. Gives it up out wide. And the cross is blocked. Whipping it in was Logan Myers, the goal scorer. And the captain for today as well. I missed today's a Matt Beasler, though. I will say that, Pat.
Matt Beasler.
And Graham Zusi and Kyle Beckerman.
It was amazing because they were just regular MLS players, and they put on such a good performance at the 2014 World Cup. And it was funny because it was like against what?
Portugal.
Yeah.
Belgium. You know, those good games.
It was like the antithesis of what Klinsmann was saying, that playing in MLS doesn't make great players, and he trusted them, and they put on a great show.
It's what a great coach can do. I was the biggest Greg Berhalter guy for the fact he was always a nice dude to me, but I mean, Pochettino and Pochball, it's been buzzing. I love to watch that fluid football.
It seems like it took him a while to figure things out, and he probably had to adjust to the culture of American soccer.
But once he tapped into it with Miracle and learning the American culture, that definitely changed a lot of things.
Oh,
he
yeah.
knows America likes winners. They like people that don't cry after a foul.
Well, that was the thing about Bruce Arena, right? It's like, I don't know what he did for tactics, but he always struck me as that kind of coach that just went in the locker room and be like, guys, just win. And just put on, like, the music from, like, Remember the Titans in the background.
Well,
and you kind of need a blend of that with some, like, you know, super technical football. And I think that's what we're seeing with this U.S. team.
Yeah, it definitely is. Monmouth now have the ball in the midfield. It's Myers feeding it out wide. Myers again. Connecting passes.
Man, what is the pass percentage completion rate for FC Monmouth? They're just connecting everywhere, man.
It's high. They're just possessing the ball at will right now. The Ukrainian national is looking to get something going. Feed the ball out to the far side of the pitch. One out by Monmouth. They're going to break with numbers. Nace lays it off to Pettit. Pettit feeds it to the right wing. It's Kakamo. Jules Kakamo on her right foot at the near post, saved by Rachel Murphy.
We're definitely at stoppage time now.
Yeah, referee hasn't really checked his watch.
Yeah, they don't keep the electric boards at this level.
No, they don't.
Only if it's like big playoffs or like a final.
That's the next step for your partnership with the WPSL is getting VAR.
Well, see, that it's great in practice, right? So, I don't know. Did you ever hear about the controversy I had with the U.S. Open Cup where a goal actually was on the outside of the net and it went through a hole? And everyone was talking about VAR. And actually,
real quickly as the ball slipped into the middle. No, that is an interesting thing. So you showed the video or no?
So the argument was, no, it wasn't allowed to. There's halftime.
Well, we'll get back to that story after the half. I'm interested in hearing it. But we got a couple of good pieces of content coming at you here on New Logical Sports. I'm going to give a preview of I'm not going to give you a preview. I'm going to give you the full scoop of my favorite logos into WPSL. And we might have a men's player actually come join us for an interview. We'll see, but stick with us for halftime. Grab some popcorn, grab some water. We'll talk to you soon.
Mike Bell against the world. Mike Bell.
Kids Bishop's in behind. Can he take his opportunity? Kids Bishop and finds the goal. That's potentially sent Lansdowne to the Manning Cup final.
Rosero crosses it. Rosero.
You don't have to keep saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not computer literate. We work to make sure that the only thing you'll have to say is, it works.
What's up, guys? Chris Daly from the Sports Court and New Logical Sports, coming at you with my top 5 favorite logos in the WPSL. Let's go. At number 5, it's got to be Iron Rose FC. I just love the idea of having the irons outside of the badge, and it's so unique, it's so different. You're contrasting an iron with a rose. I love it, I'm here for it, and it's a well-deserved number 5 for me. Now moving on to the number 4, Vancouver Victory FC. The checkered pattern in the bottom is super nice. I like how they use the numbers as well with the contrasting colors. And then up top, that screams Canada, that screams Vancouver, and I am a big fan of it. So it's number 4. Now, number 3, Oklahoma City FC. This is a classy badge. I like the font, kind of that sans serif sort of font. I like the different colors. It reminds me of a badge you would see in Europe. I think maybe the F and the C, they could do a little better, but overall, it's so cool. The bird in the middle works. The blue works. You can wear so many different colors with this badge. I absolutely adore it. Now, number 2, Desert Dreams FC. The name Desert Dreams FC comes from a fan vote. They had over 500 submissions about a year ago. Desert Dreams was the name they landed on. And I love the logo, the soccer ball kind of being the sand. You can see the really cool Arizona sunset in the background. The name of the club itself, too, Desert Dreams FC, so unique, so different. And I just love the idea of nature, and that's a big reason my number 1 is my number 1. Manitou FC. Oh man, Manitou, where do we begin? They were named White Bear Soccer Club from 1981 all the way till 2020. So for about 40 years, they had the same name. Then they switched to Manitou, and I love it. They're based out of White Bear Lake, Minnesota. What else is better than a white bear? They're keeping the white bear roots. It's classy, it's clean, it's modern, but it's also unique. And that's the biggest thing I want to see out of badge. Is it unique? those are my top 5. Let me know what you think in the live chat. Would love to chat with you guys throughout the game here on some of these thoughts. So again, thanks so much for sticking with me, guys. We got an exciting second half between FC Monmouth and the Philly Ukrainian Nationals underway. Let's go.
Mike Bell against the world. Mike Bell.
Into the Bishop's in behind. Can he take his opportunity? Into the Bishop and finds the goal. That's potentially sent Lansdowne to the Manning Cup final.
Rosero crosses it. Rosero.
And welcome back to the top of this ancient press box here at Count Basie Park. I'm Chris Daly, joined by Sam Tinoco and Lenny Avilas, two of our star players on the men's side. Guys, big game today against First State. How are we feeling? I know it's hot out, but this is a team you're familiar with, and you guys do need the 3 points tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here the first game, but just judging off the result that we've had, I think we get the 3 points. Just have to go in strong. The result from last game doesn't really show how good of a team they really are. So just have to come in and have to play hard.
Yeah, Lenny.
Yeah, I mean, last game we came off strong. Very good in the first half. Then in the second half, they came out hot as well. It's definitely going to be a tough game. They have a good press. Since we beat them, they haven't lost a game. So we're expecting them to come out hot, and just we have to perform like always.
Yeah, and guys, this is a special group, of course. You know, head coach Hugh McDonald instilling the culture. What's your favorite part about this season and this group so far this season?
I think this group has something very, very special just because we knew each other before we got here, either guys from last year's team or guys that have played with each other in club. This team's very, very close-knit. We don't just see each other on the field at practice or at games. We see each other outside. We don't have any cliques anymore. It's more of like a team environment, and I think we'll go far just because of that.
That's great. Lenny?
Yeah, no, same stuff as he said. I feel like it's all chemistry with us. Obviously, individually, we're amazing players. We put in the work to get here, and then it's just the chemistry outside of the field just puts it all together.
Awesome. Well, fellas, thanks so much. We're going to kick it back to the action. But good luck tonight. FC Monmouth men's versus First State. You can catch it right here on New Logical.
Mike Bello against the world. Mike Bello.
Into the Bishop's in behind. Can he take his opportunity? Kids the Bishop and finds the goal. That's potentially sent Lansdowne to the Manning Cup final.
Rosero crosses it. Rosero.
Well, hope you enjoyed that. A little preview for the men's game tonight. And we are absolutely buzzing here. I have a missed call from James Davis, but it's 2-0 in favor of FC Monmouth after 45 minutes of play. It's FC Monmouth versus the Philadelphia Ukrainians right here on New Logical Sports. Thanks again so much for staying with us. Chris Daly alongside my producer and color commentator for today, Pat Murphy. Pat, firstly, how's the pregame, or excuse me, the halftime food? And then secondly, what were your thoughts on the first half?
It's good quality. I mean, anything that doesn't make you feel sick at night is considered good concessions. Like I said before, I think it's a great fan atmosphere with great fan activation at Count Basie Park. And I know there was doubts about the crowd tonight, but to be honest, it was really good. It's a really good crowd here. And it's only going to get better by the time the men's game comes around.
Can you pass up my computer? Thank you. I agree, Pat. I need to get my computer, so if you could keep the fans tight and happy here for a second. I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, no problem. So to throw in for the Philadelphia Ukrainians as it goes to their forward player. My apologies, I don't have the lineup in front of me. I'm actually in the process of also operating the stream itself. Monmouth showing plenty of momentum in the press in the first half, looking to see if they could close out the game, which is what they lacked in the first and only home game so far this season.
Yeah, that is true. It was a 2-2 draw against Kensington. Monmouth had the lead, and then in the final moments of the game, Kensington struck to really send shockwaves through here in Red Bank. Monmouth were the better team for much of that game, but at the end of the day, the final score is all that counts when it's all said and done. And they would like to have that one back. It might be a few spots up in the table. Had they just been a bit sharper, especially defensively there, they put their foot off the gas pedal. The Ukrainian nationals now attempting to move and groove. Monmouth wins it back. It's Peyton Gallagher. Here's Miller. Miller has had herself quite the game so far. It's Eichenbaum. With her left foot, she finds Peyton Gallagher. Gallagher chipping it in. A nice touch here from Morgan Kupo. Kupo. Back to Eichenbaum.
She runs into traffic, but Monmouth will retain possession. And this has been the story of the day thus far. FC Monmouth just suffocated. Oh my goodness, what a turn from Eichenbaum. You can tell she studies film and watches the best of the best, because that move right there, you don't know that naturally. That's learned, and that's just great stuff.
Like I said before, I really like the skills play I see in this league, especially the games I've seen in the last couple of years, and even the games I've watched since I started that partnership with the WPSL. Just it's a lot of free flowing, and everybody's trying to impress as they look for their first professional contract.
100%. I always love watching these games as well, as Miller glides in, gives it to Kupo, the leading goal scorer for the team. Now it's Miller. Driving forward. Miller with a shot right into the hands of Murphy. Again, you're watching on New Logical Sports, provider of the best broadcast here at this level, the pre-professional level, and perhaps even some of the professional level, if we're being quite frank. But again, always an honor to be on the call for New Logical, to do it alongside the head man himself as well, Pat Murphy. But top commentary all around through all the games New Logical does. It seems like always it's a full calendar, nonstop, all sports, as Ukrainian nationals win it back and just feed it into a far area of the pitch. If you're a Monmouth now, you can just settle, relax.
I disagree with that. You definitely don't want to settle. You want to keep it compact at the back. You want to get that third goal just so that you really get some insurance in there. I think it's something that these women are looking to do.
I agree, and I perhaps maybe misspoke. In a moment like that, there is no rush, though, to get the ball. You can watch the time fly by as the ball is played over the top to Sam Versnell, who scored the first goal of the day. So far, the game-winning goal as her cross hits the head of a Ukrainian Nationals defender. She's down on the ground. Hope she's okay, and she's helped up there by Versnell. Nice show of sportsmanship. That's never a fun one. I've gotten actually a really tough concussion years ago in a similar type of play, except it was freezing cold out, so the ball hurts so much. I mean, in any situation. Heat and cold, though, really heighten that pain. Referee making sure everybody's okay. It'll be a drop ball for FC Monmouth. Stuffed by a few defenders. Back out to the left. That shot just not enough behind it from Versnell. Still 2-0 here at Count Basie Park. Again, if you missed it, FC Monmouth men's play at 7:30 p.m. tonight, or 7, I believe. One of the two. They play right after this, though, right here at the Basie. So make sure to join us for that call. Should be a fun time. FC Monmouth have numbers forward. Slip behind Akupo. She's offsides. That's the call. She looked offsides, played for a second, and the center ref eventually saw the side ref. And his flag blows the play dead. Oh, nice move at the fullback position from Sofia Gilanella. And how about Gabby Miller driving forward with pace, quarterbacking this Monmouth team. Miller plays it out wide. It's Jenna Eichenbaum now. Eichenbaum with the fast feet. Ball to the back post. Kupo there. She shoots, she scores, but the play's blown dead. Interference, obstruction, whatever you want to call it with the goalkeeper.
Well, that's the thing. It's like don't wait for the whistle. Just fight for that ball and do whatever you can. You never know when it counts. Look at that USA goal.
Exactly. Shout out Alex Freeman. That was one gritty goal from him. One, two, three, passing. Kupo attempts the back heel. Gets right back to her. Now it's Eichenbaum. Eichenbaum, as fast as lightning, takes a touch inside that shot just over the bar. You think, Pat, maybe if she takes that touch inside a little more, that first touch, she's in on net there.
I'm surprised she didn't take the time to just go for the cut. I guess maybe, just thought I had a few seconds left. Let me just try whatever. That's why they always shout time, time, time. You have more time to make that decision.
Yeah, definitely as the ball is played. Gabby Miller wins it. Who else? They say 70% of the earth is covered by water. The other 30% covered by Gabby Miller as she wins the ball. Usually hear that about one of the great center mids of all time. Miller on the turn, feeds it to Kupo. Kupo on her right foot, now on her left, has a go! Kupo rattles the post and finds the back of the net. It's a third for FC Monmouth, and it's Morgan Kupo. The leading taliswoman for FC Monmouth.
I love that celebration.
Puts the cherry on top, the icing on the cake. And that is what you were calling for, Pat. That decisive third goal to add the comfort needed for FC Monmouth. And now, maybe, with a half an hour, is it time to settle in a little more in this game and conserve energy.
I think that's exactly what it is, right? I said the last 30 minutes is probably going to be where they're going to concede a goal or two. I wouldn't be surprised if this game ended 3-2. This is where they need to compact, close the match, and get that win.
It's Monmouth moving forward again. Plenty of blue shirts, pink shirts dropping back into a back five, two holding mids. It's Miller scanning forward. Headed away. And now DiEugenio gets it. Here's Miller. Right foot, left foot. Miller, shot, Miller, goal!
Talk about insurance.
The player of the match now has the goal to show for it. Gabby Miller, the Scarlet Knight, makes this a 4-0 game.
That definitely added a bit of padding there as they look to... I could say they could confidently maybe relax a little bit more. Definitely make use of their subs. But it looks like they're hungry for more.
Well, 4 to the home side. And Monmouth, who have scored plenty of goals this year, maybe hunting for more. We talked about settling. They just said, nah, we're good. And we're going to keep on moving. We're going to keep on pushing forward. Here they are in the final third. It's Gallagher. FC Monmouth has scored 4 goals now 4 times this season. This is their 6th game of the year. Scratch that 3 times, but the point stands. In half of the games they played, they've scored 4 goals. Here's Kupo. Can she make it 5? It glides by the far post. They scored 4 against Fever on June 4th. They lost that game 5-4. And then they scored 5 against the Ospreys. Morgan Kupo scoring in that one. Reese Paget had a hat trick. Excuse me, it was Morgan. Oh, touch of silk from Di Eugenio. Eichenbaum fizzes that ball forward to Gallagher. Here she is. Swing and a miss from Eichenbaum, but Monmouth keeps the ball. Oh, nice slide tackle from Gallagher. Ukrainian Nationals win it. His club, founded in 1950. Now here in the oldest women's soccer league in the world.
Over 140 clubs. Yeah, definitely the largest.
Here's the ball. Here's the shot. And it slips through. Eichenbaum with the pass and the finish from Ava Gialanella. Is able to trickle its way into the back of the net. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Monmouth. 0 for the Philadelphia Ukrainian Nationals.
They might be looking for their touchdown.
You wanted comfort. We talked about that on the 3rd goal. Now you've got it. They're looking for the touchdown. Can they get to 7? They have half an hour to do so. And here they are on the attack. It's Kupo. Now they're just trying to score for fun as Kupo has the shot. Now, something about the number 5 that I love. I wore number 5 in high school. My dad's favorite number is 5. One of 5 kids. Now 5 goals for FC Monmouth. I'll take it. My favorite number.
I think my favorite number was 45 for years because it was the channel number for Cartoon Network when I was a kid.
See, Cartoon Network for me, oh man, I think it was 32 or 33.
Yeah, 32. I actually
32 was Nickelodeon and 31 was the other Nick. No, 33 was Cartoon Network.
Nickelodeon I think was 33.
Or you might be right. I think you're right.
I remember
and then 31
the day
or 32 was Cartoon Network.
I remember the day it changed.
Miller slips in Kupo. She's offsides.
I remember the day it changed from 45 to 32. It was 1999. It was
wow.
I was so confused.
You're my
that
oldest
morning.
brother was born. He is 27 now.
Boy.
That's what you get on a pre-professional soccer broadcast. 1 second, we're talking about the history of the U.S. Open Cup with the Philadelphia Ukrainian Nationals.
And American cable.
And the next second, you're talking about Cartoon Network. Somewhere in between, we're talking about VAR at this level as Gabby Miller heads it to Kupo. Kupo now to Versnell. Versnell running like the wind.
Speaking of cable, I think one of the things that we definitely want to try to accomplish is getting these games on Monmouth Public Television. Got to definitely reach out and...
That would be great.
Imagine some senior citizen just putting on the cable and they watch an FC Monmouth game.
Got to get these games on Peacock.
Oh yeah, definitely on ESPN 9.
ESPN Plus, that'd be great. Been on ESPN Plus out in college, but I think the goal for myself next summer is to work at the soccer tournament. I'm going to say that right now.
The where?
If I could work at TST, the soccer tournament,
Oh, yeah.
as Eichenbaum gets it. She's driving forward. Eichenbaum, left foot, shot. Eichenbaum with a stunner. One of the youngest players on the field, but she plays like one of the oldest. Eichenbaum knows where to be, what to do, and she can hit the heck out of a soccer ball. Look at that. 6 goals now. We got the touchdown, but can we get the PAT, Pat?
Oh, yeah.
We're at 6 goals now.
6. Oh, yeah. Now we just need the conversion just to get the full touchdown. I was about to say.
Or you know what we need on these broadcasts?
She's the one that's still in high school, you said?
So she just graduated.
So Obama was actually president by the time she was born. That's wild.
Yeah, most likely. Or maybe not. I think her age group would probably be 08, 09.
No, I think that class would have graduated by now. Oh, wow.
Actually, yeah, 07, 08 is the class graduating currently. Because my grade was 05, 06. Next grade's 06, 07. Then the grade graduating 07, 08 as Eichenbaum gets it. Can she make it too? Deja vu for Eichenbaum this time. She can't find that near post.
She was tapping into her inner Arjen Robin, just that signature run and cut.
Ball out wide to Verse now. Plethora of Monmouth players warming up on the sideline. Miller fighting for it. These Monmouth players still looking for more.
Yeah,
definitely
the numbers and range it's definitely helping everybody.
They know goal differential too plays a crucial factor. We saw that on the men's side where the men's maybe got gypped last year, and they probably could have scored more goals in a few games, which they held off on. That's just, again, personal opinion there. Perhaps maybe a little bit of bias, but Monmouth with 14 goals on the season. Now they're at 20. That leads the entire division. Yet they find themselves in 6th place. With a win today, they would move up the table and tie Delaware Ospreys, who through 7 games are on 10 points. Meanwhile, Monmouth still have a game in hand. They have played 5 thus far. So again, if they win 6 games through, they jump Rail Central, who are 9 points in 6 games, and they would equal Delaware Ospreys. And they beat the Ospreys 5-3. So they would move to 3rd in the table. This should be a huge win for Monmouth. Eichenbaum's offsides. And they still have a game to go against 2 games to go against the top 2 teams, the South Jersey Elite Barons and Love City FC. If Monmouth wins out, gets 9 points from these next 3 games, there is a good chance we see this team in the playoffs. But take everything one step at a time, including this hydration break right here. We'll be back in a minute on New Logical Sports.
Mike Bello against the world. Mike Bello.
Into the Bishop's in behind. Can he take his opportunity? Kids the Bishop and finds the goal. That's potentially sent Lansdowne to the Manning Cup final.
Rosero crosses it. Rosero.
You don't have to keep saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not computer illiterate. We work to make sure that the only thing you'll have to say is, it works. Mendez, go for the cross! What a goal! What a goal from Mendez!
Go! And speed! Go back. And he's
The Kingdom have won the championship.
Gorgeous flick in on goal, number 4.
Welcome back to the beautiful Red Bank, New Jersey, the Jersey Shore. Oh man, what a place to be! What a place to live!
It was definitely a beautiful drive here today. Like everything was so lush and green coming here.
Do you drive by the beaches at all, or no?
No, I this is exactly right before. I think you have to pass Asbury Park and then you start getting by the beaches.
Yeah, once you get to exit 98 too, it's where my home is, Wall Township. It's where you go right to the beaches. Speaking of Wall Township, one of the many Wall Township players who have played for FC Monmouth, Kalen Pettit, winning the ball back for FC Monmouth. Pettit, I believe it's Bianchi Nagel, who's in net. Santa Cruz, another goalie. Daughter of head coach Lou. And Charlie Shermer, the 4 Wall guys. And then also Hugh McDonald, a Wall Township guy, who is the head coach for the Monmouth men's team. Oh, what a ball. Sliced through the defense. Unable to find Kaylee Nagel in time, but an excellent idea from Marley Besser. Ball won by Ukrainian Nationals, throwing far side of the pitch here as we approach the quarter-hour mark in just a few minutes at the Basie. Ball played through. Monmouth able to win it. The wind all of a sudden starting to play a tad bit of a factor. It's nice. It's a cool breeze because this game has been hot in the humid summer sun here at the Jersey Shore. Ball, oh my, maybe going for net. That was Gabrielle Kirchner who said, hey, let's have a go. I thought she was trying to switch the ball at first, but whatever it was, almost snuck in. Referee having a word. Looks like the ball went out of play for a goal kick. Nagel wins the tackle for Monmouth. But they'll say the ball went out on her. She's not happy with the call.
Something tells me that umbrella's gonna, well, I'm gonna have to take that off when there's a stoppage.
Yeah, I had a bucket hat on. Looks like I don't even need it now. No sign of gray cloud, so no rain, just a nice breeze coming in. Here's Kirchner. Kirchner inside looking for Nace. And now it's Mahala. Out wide for Nagel. Gabby Miller, who scored a goal, assisted another. Dazzles her way between a few defenders. Eventually poked away by the Ukrainian nationals. Nagel does well to win it. Finds Miller. Oh, Miller. Great movement on the ball. Her left-footed attempt. Not enough behind it. And it will be scooped up. Lewinsky, excuse me. Mahala out wide to Howe. Howe with a brilliant ball forward. Looked like it. The trajectory was there to Miller. Too much hot sauce on it. Looks like we missed out on a great World Cup game between Germany and Ivory Coast. Wow, they scored 2 goals in the final half hour of that game to win it and take down Ivory Coast. Frank Kessier scored the goal for the underdogs in that one. But Germany with a 90 plus 4 minute winner. Allie Nace with the tenacity. Mentioned her pops, an All-American wrestler. Here is Miller sliding it through to the other side of the field. Allie Nace lays it off out wide. Jules Kakamo to Kaylee Nagel, and Nagel finishes.
Completes the touchdown.
It's a touchdown for FC Monmouth. Kakamo to Nagel, and the Monmouth bench celebrating.
This is the kind of matches you come out to Count Basie for. Look, for the amount that I spent for my dad and I to go see Fred's on Monday or Tuesday, I could go to, I just calculated, hold on, 170 of these games.
Wow. Well, they play about 5 games a year, 10, let's say, if you count men's and women's, maybe 8 because of the double headers. So 8 different times you can come here in a single summer. Yeah, that's a... I can't really do the math. 170 divided by 8. It's a whole lot. That's what I know.
It's about about 20, 22, 21 and a quarter seasons of FC Monmouth. Someone's going to make a graphic about that during the week.
Here is Gabby Miller. Miller.
Oh, they're just calling the match.
And yeah, they're going to call the match now with about 10 minutes to go. Wasn't expecting that.
It's not uncommon. I think definitely with the lack of numbers for
yeah, no, you don't want anybody to get hurt here. It's a 7-0 game, so FC Monmouth wins. From the entire crew here at FC Monmouth and New Logical Sports, I'm Chris Daly. My color commentator and producer is Pat Murphy. We thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you had a good time, especially at halftime. That was a lot of fun doing that. But 7 goals for FC Monmouth, a much-needed win. It moves them to 4th in the table. They next face SJEB in Love City. both here at home. Going to be some fun games. So make sure to stick with us for those and for the doubleheader tonight, men's side, taking on First State FC at 7 o'clock. We'll talk to you then from Camp Basie. So long for now.
Mike Bell against the world. Mike Bell.
Into the Bishop's in behind. Can he take his opportunity? Into the Bishop and finds the goal. That's potentially sent Lansdowne to the Manning Cup final.
Rosero